So today Maverick Media is speaking with Mr. Ronnie Keekins, the Managing Director of Puro Coffee, a fair trade coffee company as well as an eco-friendly coffee company with 3 Ps to drive their business values, and we look at what these 3 Ps are. There's always a story, and we let Mr. Ronnie share with our audience what the story is behind Puro Coffee.
Okay, thank you. Puro Coffee is actually an organization that brings fair trade coffee to the people. We stand actually for 3 Ps, people, planet and pleasure. Let me explain a little bit the 3 Ps more in detail. Actually, people, what do we really do for people is actually the people behind the coffee. And when I say people behind the coffee, I mean the farmers.
Yes.
We all know coffee comes from places where people are relatively poor, South America, Africa, Vietnam, Indonesia. So we need to help these people to get a sustainable life as well.
You know, relatively is a superlative word when it comes to people like us living in urbanized areas of the world.
That's right, that's right. So 80s, 90s, actually the market changed a lot because the price of green coffee seeds was set in New York and in London, and when that happened, when that system was introduced, actually the price of the beans dropped by more or less 30%.
30%.
So I give you very simple numbers. Let's say a farmer in South America who earns $1,000 all of a sudden gets $700.
And that's over the entire year.
That's over the entire year, that's right. So actually we could see a vast difference where small farmers are just disappearing. They were disappearing and they had no more interest to work for somebody else and actually have not enough money to send their children to school. And when I say luxury for them would be just a pair of slippers. So actually there was an organization that saw there's a need to help these small farmers with a fair trade organization. So these organizations certifies the farmers when they agree to sell the coffee above the minimum price. So if the coffee price would be $1 per kg, actually we are willing to pay at least $1.15 or $1.20 to get that extra
Give
money.
Them the premium for their
That's right.
livelihood.
And with that 15 or 20%, they have a slightly more sustainable life. As I said, they can send their children to school, they can buy a pair of slippers and so on. So that's really what we try to achieve by helping the people.
And with this P on people, when you businesses and NGOs come together to provide stability for the farmers and for the plantations, then the plantations themselves become more sustainable in providing and supplying to your business as well. The stability goes both ways.
That's right. It's
what about your work with World Land Trust in terms of the second P?
Yes, the second P is planet, and what we have done some 10 years ago when we created actually Puro as a brand, we went to World Land Trust and told them about our plans with the fair trade coffee, and we said we want to give back also to the planet.
Yes.
And we can do that through you. So with a few percent of our profit, we give the fund to World Land Trust, and they buy in return rainforest through NGOs all over the world. Just to share with you, we have now bought 1,000 football fields of rainforest in South America.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I started some 5 years ago as well in Singapore, Puro Coffee.
Yes.
And I told the mother company, it's very nice for Asian market that we buy rainforest, but South America is maybe a little bit too far away. So they looked for some NGOs and proudly can say that at the moment we have purchased around 14 or 18 acres of rainforest in Sabah. So it's really keeping the Malaysian orang-utang in the rainforest. And
thank you.
Yes.
Big thank you.
So it's people here drinking coffee that keeps actually the rainforest and the wildlife inside the way it should be.
So there is a direct line from the consumers of Puro Coffee having the pleasure over their cuppas of brew to the planet being preserved, and finally to the plantations for the farmers having that livelihood so that they can, in relative comfort, and let us be conscientious about that, be able to provide the beans and also the raw materials that enable our pleasure at the down of the line. This is Mr. Ronnie Keekins, the Managing Director of Puro Coffee here at MIFB 2016.